Let's talk Little Record Store Day. And tonight that's the Cleveland Indians Stadium. I could either sit in my hotel room or just walk over here and watch a little ball game, have brats, beer. What more can you ask for in life? And it's a beautiful evening. But that's not Record Store Day. So got the list when everyone else did, looked at it, was absolutely overwhelmed by how much is on there. This thing is just blown up. But there's good reason. In order to stay relevant, and especially to get the newer collectors involved, you got to bring in a lot of different music. You got to bring in a lot of the new artists that the old guys like me, we may not know. And we're going, who the hell's that? Or why is that on there? Well, there's a good reason. They're using that to keep people interested. So Record Store Day just can't be about another Doors release or something from Crosby, Stills, and Nash. They have to remain relevant, and they're going all over the place with it. So I'm going to show you my picks. Third baseman. By the way, Cleveland's losing. It's the Indians versus the White Sox. I have no skin in the game, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to show you kind of what I'm interested in and what I'm going to try to pick up. There's three things. There's exclusives, which are made just for Record Store Day. You have a first release, which means they're going to release it again to the major retailers. But you get first shot at it. And of course, then there's the regional ones, which are kind of hard to find unless you happen to be in that region. And I have some picks in each of them. And I know I won't get all of them, but at least I have a game plan going in, which for me is pretty amazing. As I tend to just look at a cover and go, damn, I want to get that. So let's look at what I have. These are my picks on what I'm going to be looking for at Record Store Day. So, and you get a tour of Cleveland too. What more can you ask for in life? All right, let's do this. All right, so what we're looking at, this is in Cleveland, this is the Hive Regency. But this is, in fact, the very first indoor mall made in America. Isn't that neat? So what happened is John D. Rockefeller, he was over in Milan, and he came back to the United States, and he wanted to go shopping. But the issue was he wanted to shop inside. And so he decided, I'll just make my own indoor shopping mall, which is what he did. And he created this. It's called the Atrium. Just an architectural marvel. So you have rooms up there, and they're probably offices. And then you have all these beautiful stores, which now are mostly empty. But talk about grandeur. So that's what we call the Atrium in Cleveland. Be cool if it was all filled, but that's just not the way things are. So, and COVID didn't help. They actually closed down a number of places due to COVID, but it is all original. Gorgeous, beautiful, and interesting. So the first album I want to talk about that I'm looking for is the Buzzcocks. Now they're putting out a 2 LP set. It's on Cherry Red Label. There's only 1,200 of them, but it is an exclusive. So what this is Buzzcocks. They were around from 77 to 81, came out of Manchester. And what they did is they re-recorded 24 of the songs that they really liked, and they had a lot of great hits. And so they made this compilation of that, just re-recorded songs that they did in 2011. And it really hasn't been available for many people. So it's out. Only 1,200. So, I'm hoping that I can find it. A lot of the albums I'm looking for, there's not a lot that were made. So, it's just kind of fingers crossed that you're the one that gets to find it. So the Buzzcocks, they're basically a greatest hits package. Should be pretty cool if I find it. So the next one, it's actually Devo, but it's Gerald Cassell, the lead singer of Devo. He put out an album as Jihad Jerry and the Evildoers. I don't know, this might be too loud. And it's being released, and a lot of Devo people really want this album. There's only 1,350 of them. It is an exclusive. It's just kind of, I said, the lost Devo. I mean, it's Cassell, so it'd be really very interesting to listen to. There's some bonus tracks on it. I just don't know how hard that one's going to be able to find when you think worldwide. But there's a different cover. It opens up. It's a gatefold, so it's kind of a deluxe edition of that. So Devo's Gerald Cassell, and what's the name of that? What's AKA? God, what? I can't think of the name of the album. But his group's called Jihad Jerry and the Evildoers. I can go along with that, huh? I'm standing in the middle of the street in the wind doing a video. I don't know. Let's see if I get ran over. Next really important album. This one's big for me. Fela Kuti, Open and Close. It's another exclusive from a record store day by the Knitting Factory Records, and there's 4,500. So this one may be easier to find. I'm sure hoping it is. This one's huge. It features it has a gatefold check, which should be really good. Only 2 songs, that's Fela, 1 song each side, a long jam. So really hoping I can find Fela Kuti Open and Close. Should be great. And hey, look at, no one even hit me. Well, that's a fun shot, isn't it? Okay, the Verlaines are putting out an album, and they came out of New Zealand. So, a New Zealand band, I pretty much like a ton of stuff that has come out of there. It's called Live at Windsor Castle. The problem is this is a limited run regional focus. It doesn't say what region. I don't know. There's only 1,000 of them that are going to be available. I think this thing's going to be next to impossible, at least for me to find. I can't see New Zealand music being super big up in the Michigan market, but you never know. So it's on my list. If I see it, it's about getting in early to try to grab whatever you can get. I definitely would grab this because, it was a big, important band in the 80s. It's part of that New Zealand scene, and it's really worth looking into. So that's the Verlaines. Only 1,000. Let's see what happens. The next one we're really kind of excited about, it's Bobo Jenkins. And Bobo Jenkins, it's the name of the album is My All New Life Story. It's being released by Third Man Records. Now the thing is, it's a first release. So if I don't get it, it's still going to be available. But it's just one of those, God, I'd like to really get that right away. There's only 1,500 of them being released, but I don't know how popular it's going to be. So Bobo Jenkins, he came out of Detroit, and he's a bluesman, but kind of really stripped down blues. And people like the Cramps they loved his stuff, and the Gories tried to collect his music. And he recorded for different labels, and basically he had his own label that he created. And what was it called? Big Star Records, he called it. So this is from his 1970s, 12 songs from the 70s that Third Man has put together. Sounded absolutely fascinating. So Bobo Jenkins, my all new life story, again, first release, but only 1,500 of them. So Jim Messina has an album out. Not a big Loggins of Messina guy, but this one sounded interesting. It's called The Dragsters, and it is an exclusive. Only 1,350 of them are being made. So Messina's 16 years old, and it's recordings from his surf rock band. Doesn't that sound interesting, huh? I mean, it's just surf music because, that was the area he was from. And so it's 14 kind of reverb, soaked tracks here. Who doesn't love great reverb music? It should be just, I think, a fascinating record to hear what happens. It could be total crap, who knows? But it's, Jim Messina again. It's an exclusive. It's called The Dragsters. Only 1,350 of them. So if you see it, grab it. Not many of them. let's continue on with Record Store Day. I'm at I guess it's called a chocolate martini bar. I'm having a double chocolate stout. Isn't that neat? Hey, look at this. The glass comes warm because I guess the warm makes the chocolate come out. Beats me, bud. Quite creamy. Not bad. I just started drinking stouts like maybe 6 months ago. Hey man, I'm kind of missing out. All right, next one. The name of the album, I got it written down because El Cuarteto Patria y Manu Dibango. El Cuarteto Patria y Manu Dibango. It is Manu Dibango meets the Buena Vista Social Club. I know nothing more about it, except it sounded really interesting. There's only 1,800 of these, and it is exclusive. The name of the album is Cuba, Africa, and that's really what grabbed my interest. Cuba, Africa. It sounds perfect. It's right up my alley and something that I would really enjoy. So I think we'll see what happens. 1,800 of them. It could be very interesting. Next is a box set, and it's War. So it's an exclusive. It's the first 5 War albums without Eric Burdon. And it comes in a nice deluxe box, I guess. The thing is with this, and there's only 2,150 of them being made. You can pick up these War albums probably for under $10 and have pretty good quality with them. So I'm paying more for this box set. My thought process, though, is these are going to be super clean, and I'm hoping it's sounding excellent. I mean, I love War. War's a favorite group, and the albums generally are well loved. I mean, I have them already, but this box set kind of excited me, and I thought that's worth looking into, and that's worth trying to get. So we'll see. War, 2,150 of them. Box set, it is a exclusive. Oh, I forgot to say cheers. I'm shaking. My camera's shaking. I guess I've been drinking too much. No, I haven't. Okay, the next album is another exclusive, and it's from the Wipers, and it's dinner. I'm eating healthy. It's called it's a chicken, Southwest chicken. Look at the size of that thing. How are you supposed to keep the waist down with that? I don't know. But let's get back to the Wipers. Youth of America. It's their 40th anniversary of that album, and it's a 2 LP, 2 different colors. It sounds like gatefold album, and there is 3,000 of them. So I'm hoping I can get lucky and be able to get that particular album. I just recently got into the Wipers. I did not know about them. Thanks to YouTube, thanks to Vinyl Community, I learned about the Wipers, and I bought one of their albums and absolutely loved it. So when I saw this, I thought, man, that's one I really, really need to get. So it has extras. It has some mixes and stuff like that on there, which is okay. I don't need it, but it's a double album, so more money, right? Right, that's how it works. So we will see. The Wipers, Youth of America, 3,000 of them are out there. Should be great. So let's eat dinner. Okay, next album. This one that I'm looking for is from William Tyler. He made one of my favorite albums of all time. It's called Modern Country. And he's a guitarist, and it's really, it could be electric, it could be acoustic, but it absolutely sounds beautiful. Generally, there's no vocals. It's just him playing guitar. Now, this one is a first release. There's 1,500 of them, so I'll be able to get it later. But he's such a favorite of mine that I would love to get it now. So, there's one that, if I have some others and I need to cut back, I would put that one back, because I don't have to have it. Well, the others are exclusives, and they're going to be hard to get. So that's what we want. Okay. Yeah, that's dessert. Look at this. It's in a heart. Look at that. It's like, oh, you can see it. Like chocolate mousse inside. Isn't that just fun? So I have to eat dessert. Next album coming up. So one record that I'm actually very excited about, and it's kind of goes back to blues. They are releasing Chicago Blues Today, the 3-album set. Back in, I believe it's probably the early 80s, this came out. They were done in single albums. And yes, this is how I got introduced to the blues. I took it out from a library. I was living in the Chicago suburbs, and I was at the library checking out records. I'd bring them home and put them on tape. And I found these Chicago blues, and I brought them, and it introduced me to the blues. And I had collected them, and I lost them, and actually I had a 3 CD set of them. Well, now they're going to re-release them. It's a 3-album gatefold, trifold, and what's going to happen is they are going to, there's only 1,800 of them. So I'm hoping that should be enough. But this is such an important set to me. I mean, there isn't like Muddy Waters, you don't have like Howlin' Wolf, you have Otis Spann, J.D. Hutto, and the Hawks, I believe. Johnny Cotton Blues, Jimmy Cotton Blues. It's just these kind of a lot of blues bands you might not have heard of, but they are so good, and they really do justice to the Chicago blues scene. So it's called Chicago, the Blues Today. Again, it's a 3 LP set, and man, I was just so delighted to see that that's being put out. It's being done. Actually, Kevin Gray has took the original mastered stereo tapes, and so they put it. It's an all analog remastering, so it should sound excellent. If you haven't ever listened to blues, or you're not really into it, this is a great way to start. It hooked me, and it's made me a lifelong blues fan. So, Chicago, the Blues Today, 1,800 of them. Another exclusive is Toots and the Maytall, and it's going to be Funky Kingston, which is one of those, very, very important reggae albums. Pretty excited when I saw that. There's only 2,000 of them, and it is an exclusive. It's going to be on a turquoise and cream split colored pressing, so something a little different. Should be pretty cool to see. Obviously Toots died last year, but this is the album that has the very important reggae hit, Pressure Drop. I'm not an expert on reggae. I try to learn, and there's a few channels that really, really help me. So whenever I can see something, a really important type reggae album, I like to try to grab it and put it into my collection, because it's great music that you need to hear. So again, there's only 2,000 of them. So it's one of those things out there. If you don't know much about reggae, this is a safe bet to go for. If you want to just kind of dip your toes and see it, it's a very good one to definitely pick up and buy. So take a look for Toots and the Maytall, 2,000 of them, an RSD exclusive. Hopefully it'll be in my collection. Rage in the Machine. This will probably be one of the hot ones. But guess what? There's 12,500 of them. That's like a whole semi-truck that was made of this. It is a record state exclusive. So it's a live concert when they were down in Mexico, and supposedly they say a legendary concert. I can't tell you, I wasn't there, but it is going to come on a red and green colored vinyl, and with white labels. It's kind of like a tribute to the Mexican flag. It is. This is going to be a very, I think, extremely popular one. But there's a lot of them. Quite honestly, if I find a bunch of these and I have to put one back, I would be more apt to put this one back, because chances are I can pick it up again later on. Well, if there's only 1,001, that might be it. So, but still, it's one I really, really want. You know, Rage Against the Machine is just a group I've always enjoyed. I love the power that they have with their music, and also the statements that they make. So, I think it's going to be an exciting album, and one that a ton of people are going to be searching for. So, it is a Records Day exclusive. But remember, there's 12,500 of them. Chances are you might be able to find that one. The final one, it's kind of an odd one for me. It's John Carpenter and Dave Davies. And they did the soundtrack to the album, what was it? Village of the Damned. And there's going to be 2,000 of these released. Supposedly, the original soundtrack, it wasn't the actual original score. You know, it was edited or mixed differently. Well, this is the right mix. And again, the soundtrack was made more interesting because Dave Davies was part of this. John Carpenter really, he's put out some interesting soundtracks. I haven't watched any of his movies. I mean, frankly, I'm just not into that. But the music is good. And I was really debating on this one because it's not something I would normally buy, but I listened to some of it and I really liked what I heard. So I thought, this just might be worth picking up. So if I see it there, I would grab it. And, you know, just to give it a shot. If I don't like it, well, you know, I'll just trade it in or someone else would want it. But so it's John Carpenter. What's it? Village of the Damned soundtrack. It's an exclusive, 2,000 of them. Maybe you'll find it. So there we go. That's my record store day list. And you kind of got a little walk around Cleveland. Real nice city. Regretfully, last year after the riots and with COVID, so much of this city, it's not back together. I mean, the restaurant scene, I would say there's half the restaurants that used to be here. You know, they used to have a beautiful restaurant district. There's only a couple open now. They still haven't been able to reopen a bunch of this stuff. It was really got messed up, which is very, very sad to see. But it's kind of fun walking around, so hope you enjoyed a few of the extra sites as we talked about what I want for Record Store Day. Good luck to each and every one of you. Should be a fun time, as it always is. Bye.